6:30.
Shalom, shalom, Akim. Just waiting for the brother to get back. About to prepare. We're out in Dominican Republic, and some construction stuff going on around. But we in the spirit, do the Lord's work, put the Lord first. But we'll start in a second. Just waiting for the brother to get back, man. Shalom, though, to all you brothers. Shalom, shalom. Just wait for Kamal. Brother here. Salaki, Akim, the water for your patience. The water. So, I'm not sure.
Shalom, brothers.
I'm not exactly sure where the east is at this moment, but
It's that way. I figured it out this morning.
all right, cool. Con. All right, so first and foremost, we'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles who taught us his truth. Shalom to the Akim is pushing the rock to the four corners of the earth, trying to steal the elect. And shalom to you, Akwath and your Akwath and Akim that are just watching, trying to grow in the spirit and the power of Yahweh Shem Shah. All right, so we're gonna go in the spirit. Obviously, we're gonna come in the spirit of prophecy. Because literally, I've just been looking at articles and feeds, and on my feed, so much has been popping up. I'm gonna read a couple of article heads. I'm not gonna get into all the articles, but I'm gonna get into the article heads. And if I get that spirit prophecy, Revelation 19, I believe.
That is Revelations 19:10. It says, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy.
Yeah, so we coming in the spirit of prophecy, man. We're coming in the spirit of prophecy, and I'm pretty sure you brothers have been on your watch, have been noticing so much that's been going on, so many different articles, so many different feeds have been going on all over the world, and we understand that prophecies are speaking louder and louder. It's like each day the Lord is speaking louder and louder. Like it's almost like you can hear the trumpet being blown louder and louder and louder, letting us know that we are literally at the end of this thing, man. We're in the fourth quarter, and it's just getting spooky, if you will. Beautiful, but spooky. I'm gonna read a couple of article heads, and then I'm gonna build into. Then I'm gonna bring out some precepts. Just from the start, science is capable of implanting subjects with fake memories using deep fake technology. Another article head, research is developing injectable smart tattoos that could someday monitor your health. Another article head, the government plans to keep track of every citizen with a universal ID linking everything from Medicare to your driver's license. You got another article head, hundreds of thousands are flocking to receive the world coin. Now, just off those few article heads right there, that's all talking about that digital currency as well as the market of beasts, because it's all about the new world order and control that they can have. So they're coming out with different ways of trying to thwart God's almighty plan. They're trying to change the Most High's creation, and they're quite frankly trying to be like the Most High. You know, there's another article. It says the days of Noah. Scientists around the globe conducting horrifying experiments on human cells. We got another one that says scientists have resurrected an extinct animal that was frozen from 46,000 years ago in Siberia. Another article had, we are witnessing the framework to gain global control of the internet. Another article had, globalists promise to improve God's design of man through transhumanism. Get that? I would be like the Most High. I'm going to get into this article. Actually, I'm going to start reading this article. I think bring that out.
Okay, this is Isaiah 14, starting at 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee.
Wait, can you start up on that? You getting straight into decay.
Yeah, because it's right, because right after this preset goes right to what we're talking about.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
It says yeah, so I'm sorry, 11. Yep. So it says thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread unto thee, and the worms cover thee. Thou art fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning. How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Mm-hmm. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, I will be like the Most High. See, and this is what's in Esau's heart. This is what is in Esau's spirit, embedded in his genome. He wants to be like the Most High. He wants to ascend he wants to excel above the Most High. He's basically trying to put the entire world in a chokehold to force his form of what you call heaven. You know, he's trying to have complete control. He's trying to change. He's trying to have complete control over everybody, whether it's from medical autonomy, alleged benefits, supposedly their form of the kingdom of heaven on the left-hand side, and wickedness. And what they're trying to say is they can be like God, or they can exalt themselves above the Most High by doing what? They're going to try to change. They're trying to say that God's creation wasn't already perfect and that they can upgrade themselves. So we already know on the right-hand side, the Lord has promised us spiritual bodies that are going to be immortal, imperishable, and we won't even age. We won't get hurt, all those things. They're literally trying to merge man with technology to be able to create that exact same concept. It literally says that, in fact, they are publicly touting alleged benefits, supposedly including eternal life and even evolving into gods. Now, we know the Lord said that the men of the Lord, that Yasharallah, are gods on this earth, man. We are gods. And then when we get that new spiritual body, we will be like the Most High. We will literally be like them, because our bodies will be fashioned unto Him. Yeah, unto the same. Right? Matter of fact, get that real quick. It says our bodies will be fashioned unto Him. Matter of fact, you ain't got that. Yeah, our bodies will be fashioned unto Him. The laws will be written into our inward parts, because we know that the transgression of law is death. So by the laws being fashioned into our inward parts, we won't die anyway, because we won't be transgressing the law. What they're trying to do is they're trying to bypass it with wickedness, and they're trying to upload people's consciousness to the internet. I just read an article here that they're trying to control the complete internet completely. They're trying to brain chips, augmentations,
Did you see? I don't know if you brothers seen the video, the military expo, where they were showing the new super suits that make people run. So it was like these motors. So it was like a super suit, where it was technological super suit, and then on like the legs and the arms and the hips, it was motors, so you could run longer, run faster.
Kind of like Elysium.
Kind of like Elysium, yeah. You could run longer, run faster. They had new Teflon body armors that will literally, it was like talking about the technology could tell you, kind of like the Iron Man suit. It'll tell you what's wrong, what's going on, your distance. You'll be able to pinpoint things. They're literally they're trying to create their concept of the spiritual body. They're literally trying to be like the Most High. All right, that precept?
Yeah, that's right. This is Psalms 2, starting at the top. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Mm-hmm. The kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision.
So literally the wicked of the earth, according to Job 9:24, the wicked of the earth, you know, the Esau and the elite, the kings of the earth, are coming together trying to figure out how can they thwart God's ultimate plan. How can they stop the children of Israel being saved? How can they stop themselves from going into slavery? How can they be like the Most High? And what they're doing is they're trying their best with technology. They're getting into the DNA, which I'm going to pull out an article going into how they're manipulating the DNA to make super soldiers. They're manipulating the DNA for people to age slower. They're trying their best to be like the Most High. I'm going to keep reading the article. It says, if that all sounds crazy or even diabolical, good, it should, because it is. And yet the technologies to make some of these nightmarish visions possible are progressing so fast it will make your brain spin. In some cases, the tech already exists. Meanwhile, children around the world are being prepared to embrace it through public schools and entertainment. And that's another thing. They're indoctrinating our children, the next generation, to believe that all of this stuff is righteous. You know, because the scripture says, ways of a man is right unto his own eyes, but his ways thereof are death. It's paraphrasing. So what he's going to do is that's why he systematically took the Bible out of school, took anything about the Most High out of schools and most institutions. And even if you speak out in the name of the Lord openly, you can be jailed, fined, or ostracized and targeted, right? If you speak out of anything, if you speak out against the wickedness, you can be targeted. You could lose your job, you could lose your home, you could lose your pension, you know, you'll lose your social status. They're trying everything in their power to condition the population to prepare themselves for the what? New World Order, mark of the beast, transhumanism, and the fact that they're trying to claim that there is no God. There was an article that came out a couple of months ago talking about that they finally mapped the entire human DNA code, where literally the scientists were saying there's no more any point of God, because now we can do what God does or better. This is Esau's claim. This is Esau's claim. This is that pride puffing them up, man, and they're puffing themselves at the Lord, man. This is why the Lord is going to come back for almighty vengeance, hell and hellfire. It's crazy, man. I'm gonna keep reading. It says, yeah, the Lord come back, man. It says the World Economic Forum chief Klaus Schwab, which is one of the most wicked people on the planet. You look at that old devil, he's fucking wicked. He's wicked. But World Economic Forum chief Klaus Schwab, the global frontman of the so-called Great Reset, say he's the global frontman of the Great Reset, has been celebrating it all for years as part of what he calls the Fourth Industrial Revolution. In his book on the subject and in speeches, Schwab outlined a plan to merge people with computer technologies, brain implants, and even genetically improve them. It's an open attack against the Lord himself, right? It's an open attack against Yahushua himself, because Yahushua is the one who created the rest of the souls, man. God's creation, man. This is a wicked time we're living in, and this is literally happening as we speak. And brothers need to make sure they're on the watch to understand these things are coming. This is how they're going to have those miracles on the left-hand side that's during that great hour of temptation. That's going to have people lining up to get their head that were crippled.
That's those in Revelation 13. That's those
miracles on the left-hand side.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
Continuing to argue, it says today's external devices, from wearable computers to virtual reality headsets, will almost certainly become implantable in our bodies and brains. He continues in his book. These implantable devices will likely also help to communicate thoughts normally expressed verbally through a built-in smartphone, and potentially unexpressed thoughts or moods by reading brain waves and other signals. Bro, they want control over everything. Think about that. They're trying to put chips in augmented. You think on virtual reality goggles you got with Apple, you got with PlayStation. That stuff can be implanted into thy mind, into the mind, where you'll be able to just probably think I want to go into this game program, laid back, and I'm in the game myself. Augmentation is going to be running rampant.
Like Black Mirror.
Like Black Mirror, yeah. Like Black Mirror. I think there's there's a show on Amazon Prime that they go into virtual. They put this headset on and they go into a virtual world, but it wasn't virtual. They were actually going into the future. But people from the future were, it was a little deep.
Oh yeah. I can't think of it right now, but
it was real deep. It was real deep. Yeah. But literally, they're opposing the Most High. They're opposing the Most High and being its opposition at an all-time high evil level. It says Schwab, who oversees a sprawling organization bringing together political and business leaders from around the world, goes on to suggest that governments can and perhaps should mandate submission to such intrusive technologies. So the World Economic Forum and look, they practice upon their.
That's one of the ones I have.
Yeah, get that real quick, because listen to what this just said. It says, Schwab, who oversees a sprawling organization bringing together political and business leaders from around the world, goes on to suggest that governments can and perhaps should mandate, basically make it mandatory for the people to make it mandatory for the people to actually take these technologies. Like if you want, like basically we already know the mark of the beast.
I watched decrees.
Yeah. So kind of like the mark of the beast. They can't force you, but what they're going to do is they're going to say, well, if you don't get the chip, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. If you don't get augmented, you won't be able to go to college. If you don't get this implantable chip in your brain, how are you going to take classes, because everything's in the virtual world?
Yeah, let me bring this one up. Isaiah 10:1 and 2 says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy for judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless.
Come on, man. So Esau practices this because it's in the power of his hand. He like Esau is a wild boy, a wicked man, and has been since his creation. You know, the Lord said, I hated Esau. Even when the children weren't even doing anything, didn't even do anything in the womb, the Lord had already hated Esau because he knew what he created. And even the Lord created Esau perfect. He created Esau perfect to do the perfect work that he's doing right now. Everything that's happening is all part of the Most High's plan, Yahweh Shem Shai. Right. So for them to sit here and say that they believe that humans are not created perfect, are not perfect, and then they can upgrade them, make them better, is a direct opposition to Yahweh Shem Shai, because even Yahweh Shem Shai even created Esau, the wicked man, to be perfect in his perfect work.
Even Satan is in order, especially pursuing the Job 3. Tell you that even Satan is in order. He's the son of the Most High, then son on the left hand side.
You know, and this is probably another reason why the Lord said he's going to have to speed up the time for the elect's sake, because if not, there won't be any flesh left to save. Right. That doesn't mean that everybody's going to be dead. That could be everybody who's either implanted with a microchip, with the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. They might have been augmented with technology. They might not even be able to be called human anymore, because their DNA wasn't its original form. Because being called human in the very near future is going to be based off if you didn't get anything done. That's like a person who doesn't have any tattoos. Right. You're a blank canvas. You pure. You ain't got nothing wrong with you. The Lord basically saying, I got to hurry up before there's no flesh left to save, because Esau Edom is coming down fast, man. This technology, he's getting desperate. This technology is moving faster and faster and faster. You know, all these prophecies are speaking at the same time, right? So it says, as capabilities in this area improve, the temptation for law enforcement agencies and courts to use techniques to determine the likelihood of criminal activity, assets, guilt, or even possible retrieve memories directly from people's brains will increase. This is, remember, the Minority Report? When they were looking to the future and see who's going to do a crime before he did a crime? Yeah, this is literally what they're talking about right here. They're going to be able to use the technologies. A chip might be implanted in everybody's head, right? So they can be able to monitor your thoughts and your feelings. So they literally, early in the article, they was basically saying that the chip in your head, or the augmentation, you'll be able to think your feelings, and by the patterns of your brain patterns, they'll be able to know exactly how you really feel. So think about the ultimate lie detector test. You might say, oh no, I'm good, I'm having a good day, but in your mind, you're like, man, I can't stand it here. The technology will read the fact that you can't stand it here, and it'll show self-proof. They can use this as incrimination against you in a court of law in the very near future.
I just seen that on TikTok where they can actually not into artificial intelligence.
Yeah, artificial intelligence.
Where they can they can peek that.
They can identify if you're lying, they can identify if you really are. So let's say some tyrannical ruler takes over America, which basically is already a corporation anyway. For the sake of the conversation, everybody must have a certain temperament to be in society. You must be happy with the government, happy with everything you get, happy with communism, happy with the chip, happy with everything. And if you think otherwise, we will know. So people are going to be watching how they think, not just how they speak. And then if you think, man, I hate it here, it'll send a signal to the police, and then next you know, they at your door.
That's great.
They at your door, like, oh, you have gone against the law of such and such, such and such. You've thought ill will about your government. We now want to put you in prison for the foreseeable future, until we're ready to let you out, without any trial, man.
That's hell.
Yeah, that's hell. We already in hell, but that is even more hell. This is why the Lord must come back.
Right.
This is why we have to wait on the Lord. This is why we have to be patient and wait on the Lord, because we do not have a standing army, man. We need divine intervention to get up out of all of this, man. And this is coming down on everybody. This isn't just coming down on a few people. It's coming down on the whole world. But chiefly, it's meant to enslave the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the children of Israel, man, and all those that are spread to the four corners of the earth, looking at different faces and speaking in different tongues, man. You know, our people are spread everywhere, but they're targeting our people, right? It says eventually humans will merge with technology and become one with it, according to Schwab. At the end, what the fourth industrial revolution will lead to is a fusion of our physical, or our digital, our biological, and spiritual identities, he declared at a speech at the Chicago Council of Global Affairs, and many since then. And he means it too. So this is their ultimate plan, man. Bring in a new world order, augment everybody, change God's creation so God can know people. This is our kingdom now. This is how Esau thinks, man. He thinks he's going to be like the Most High or supersede them.
Well, Micah 2:1-2 says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand."
Because it's in the power of the hand, man. They practice it because of the power of the hand. But these people are wicked from the womb. Just think about how evil you got to be to think about all this kind of stuff.
Right.
Like to be sitting there one day and be like, you know what? I don't like humans. We need to make them better. Let's change their DNA. Let's augment them. You know what? I don't like the fact that anyone has freedom. I don't have enough. I want it all. Let's figure out and create a plan to take control of everything and everybody. Wow. The children of Israel, we know who they are. But what is God to us? We're Edomites. We need to stop his ultimate plan. They're so puffed up to believe that they can actually do it that they're actually trying.
They're actually, where we're at.
They're actually trying.
I'm going to probably end up with that Job 20.
Go ahead.
No, I'm going to go to 2. It says, verse 2, it says, "And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
They oppress a man in his house, even his heritage, man. They want everything, man. This is the same people that they won't even leave. They will leave nothing for anyone. They will take it all, right? They'll create laws, sanctions, unrighteous decrees, just to steal what is rightfully someone else's. Just to take so they can say they obtained it.
Right?
And they never have enough, man. They have an insatiable appetite. They want more and more and more and more until there's nothing left. And I'm pretty sure as soon as if they could take everything, then they'll try to figure out how to take something else. All right, now we got to really go and explore the oceans and see what's really under there. Now we really got to figure out how to get outside the firmament, because you know they ain't getting outside the firmament. You know, these things are crazy, man. There's another article here that literally says, Days of Noah. Scientists around the globe conducting horrifying experiments on human cells. The elite are sanctioning these scientists to do what? To figure out the Most High. Because remember, science is just trying to understand Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That's all science is.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's what it is.
That's literally all science is. But after they said they mapped the entire DNA genetic code, that they don't even need the Most High anymore, because now they can basically play with it. So now that they've mapped the entire genetic code, now they're doing this. It says, just because we have the technology to do certain kinds of things does not mean that we should actually be doing them. In theory, science is supposed to be constrained by morality, but in our day and time, just about all constraints have been removed. As a result, mad scientists all over the globe are running wild. In fact, some of them are now conducting extremely grotesque experiments on human cells that are absolutely sickening. For example, one team of scientists in Australia just received a giant pile of money so that they can continue to monkey around with ways of merging human brains with artificial intelligence. They're trying to merge human brains with artificial intelligence. They're trying to turn your brain into the ultimate supercomputer, or be like the Most High, know all and see all, right? It says a team of researchers just got $600,000 grant from Australia Office of National Intelligence to study ways of merging human brain cells with artificial intelligence. This is so wrong, but who is going to stop them? These scientists have already succeeded in creating a semi-biological computer chip with some 800,000 human and mouse brain cells that was able to play a game on Pong. Are you serious? The research team created electrodes according to the new atlas. So basically what it's saying is they took mouse brain cells and human brain cells and grew them in a lab, but they grew them with technology to basically understand the electrodes, the electrical processes that make things run. And then what they're doing is they're trying to manipulate it in a way where they can control how it thinks, feels, and also they're trying to merge technology with biometrics. So we got biology with technology. They're trying to merge, and they're doing all this by growing human and mouse cells in a lab, plus adding AI technologies on it. And they just said they got this, whatever you want to call it, because it's not a being, but they got this organism or this brain that they created to basically be able to play Pong on itself.
What?
Yeah, they basically created a somewhat of a brain, merged it with technology, and got it to basically play Pong with itself. So it's basically artificial intelligence. It's learning at the same time, but it's biological at the same time. This is complete transhumanism. This is the merging of the two. This is also defying Yahweh Bashim Yahushua directly. Right. All right. It says the outlet added the microelectrode array at the heart of the dish brain was capable both of reading activity in the brain cells and stimulating them with electrical signals. Told you. So the research team set up a version of Pong where the brain cells were fed a moving electrical stimulus to represent which side of the screen the ball was on, and how far away from the paddle it was. They allowed the brain cells to act on the paddle moving left and right. So they're already breaking into this realm. They grew a brain, merged it with technology, and then sent electrical signals to let it know what was happening, and it was playing Pong. Wow. That's just fucking getting freaky, bro. That's getting freaky. You said?
Yeah, let me get this Sirach 14:7 as you was flowing. That's the next one. Sirach 14:7, it says, and he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. And that's and like the brother going into, you know, there's nothing good about artificial intelligence in general, but as far as what it can do and what it says and semantically wise, as far as what it can provide for society, at the very end of this thing, the wickedness of it is pretty much, trying to be better than the Most High, perfecting some type of a biometric type of biology to make transhumanism things in that nature. But so the wickedness is showing itself because ultimately, Esau wants to come up with this new world order. Like I'm gonna get into Job 20, where it talks about that in its efficiency that the Lord will stop his plans.
He'll put him in straits.
Yep, kind.
Let me get this. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 15. It says, "Let death seize upon them, and let them go down quick into hell, for wickedness is in their dwellings and among them." So wickedness is in their dwellings and among them. Yeah, they're surrounding themselves with wickedness, man. They are wicked people. They perceive wicked things, they think wicked things, they act on wicked things, and they surround themselves with wicked things. So they must die in their wickedness, man. All right. The Lord is not playing with Esau. Right? And Esau is basically digging himself a deeper and a deeper and a deeper hole that is only justified that Esau and all those that are joined unto him shall perish with a painful death. And then after that painful death, that 1,000 years of slavery and bondage that they got to go through, which is going to be tenfold greater than what we've ever gone through. All of this must happen because these are the things that they're doing on the earth, man. The eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, and He sees all that's going on. And I'm pretty sure verse 8 it says, "But the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death." Exactly. So all these things that Esau is sowing unto himself, he's sowing more and more and more iniquity. They're gonna have to take their part in that lake of fire, man, that brimstone. They gotta be punished for their wicked deeds, man. They gotta be punished for wicked deeds, man. Like, just listen to just the 2 articles I brought out about transhumanism and then playing with DNA cells and trying to be like the Most High and their wicked plans to control everything. Look, they're going to have to pay for all of that, man. All right. What you got?
As you was flowing, I got this reserve and say, you know what? Let me go back to what Psalms 58, starting at 2. Yeah, in heart ye work wickedness. You weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
As soon as they be born, speaking lies, they're estranged from the womb, man. This is Esau, Edom, man. Because we just talked about, how does anyone even come up with this type of shit?
Right.
Like, where in your mind, like, who sits there and just thinks, how can we kill another million people?
Yeah, like.
How can we push hunger?
Right.
How can we, look, I need you to get some scientists, and we found a virus in Antarctica. I need you to go to cultivate it and see if we can weaponize it.
Right, like.
Who the fuck thinks like that?
Right.
We need to control the population. Let's figure out how to have better vaccines and birth control, and make sure we target the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Make sure we kill more of them than we kill anybody else. But we also want to lower the population completely. Who thinks like this, man? They're estranged from the womb, man.
And it says, but it's like, this is crazy because it says, as soon as they are born, they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So from the rip, they just automatically destined to just be bad. Like, that's crazy. And it says, verse 4, their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear, which would not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. That's insane, man. Like it's really unfortunate. It is what it is. Yahweh Shah made Esau for what they are, but that's kind of like diabolical for them to just automatically just have wicked thoughts the way they got, because the society we living in now has Esau in control temporarily, because whenever you put Esau in a desperate and a paranoid scenario, the horns will show. That's why whenever we're in the hobbies and hedges and the question comes up, is there a good Edomite or anything like that? Like, we'll just say no.
We'll say no, and then people will get offended, but they're not understanding. The scripture says they're estranged from the womb.
Right.
And let's be realistic. If you peel back the laws of the land and all the Edomites' masks, they'll show you their true colors. You hang around an Edomite long enough, they're going to show you their true colors. Something they're going to slip up, and their mask is going to slip, and you're going to notice some wickedness. Like, oh, what the fuck? You're going to notice something, man. Obviously, we're supposed to have peace with all men if possible, but the Lord told us not to never trust thy enemy, man. So I can have my enemy around me all day. I work with a lot of Edomites. I see them every day, and they all come in with them fake smiles. But in the back of my head, I'm already knowing that they had a chance to stab me in the back or kill me, they would. And that's literally how we got to look at this, because that's true. Get Psalm 7 and 9. See if you can start up there.
Psalm 7.
Yeah, Psalm 7.
It's the book of Psalm 7.
I believe it's 7 and 9.
Yeah, it's 7 and 9. It is. I'm just going to start up. I said, it says, Psalm 7, verse 9, "Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just, for the righteous, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, triumph the hearts and reigns."
God, man. Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end. Yeah. Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end. And this is what we pray for, man. This is why we trying to hasten the day of Yahweh Shai, man. Because we need our Lord and Savior to come back to put the wickedness to an end. We won't be able to do it. We need that divine intervention, man. I don't know how we're going to deal with super soldiers and their weapons and their ray guns. They got rail guns now.
Yeah.
They got fucking technology where, did you see the how they, I watched a video on it, how everybody's phone and the Wi-Fi is basically artificial intelligence, where they can use your phone to track you and to see who's in the room. So the Wi-Fi sends a signal, and for some reason, it's almost like how Predator
Right.
change his different joints. Think of it like this.
Yeah.
The Wi-Fi in your phones puts off a signal where it kind of gives it gives at least an overlay of what's in the house or what's going on, so they can see who's in the crib, like infrared. They can see infrared and all that, but they can see it through the Wi-Fi. Esau is already tracking and seeing everybody. There's nothing you can do. Every time you drive down the street and you got the cameras on the walls. The cameras on the street corners and the cameras on even driving on the highway. How you always the cameras over top of the light poles, bro. That shit is facial recognition.
Kind of like that Fast and the Furious God's Eye.
God's eye. They already have that. They just showing you in plain sight what they already have. They can already track everything we do. There is no getting away from Esau, man. We need that divine intervention, man. We need it. We'll go get more on that, right?
Yeah, it's more. There's Psalm 7. I'm going to continue on, but verse 10. "My defense is of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, which saveth the upright in heart. But the Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day.
God.
If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordained his arrows against their persecutors." And that's just everything you're saying. It could be the super soldiers, different styles of weapons. There is the blessing. So of
That is their blessing. They're gonna use it. Yeah.
Behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and had conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit and digged it, and fallen into a ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate.
Lock it. Oh no, it's just a little sit down, brother. We not in a cheap place of concourse, so we couldn't. And also we in Dominican Republic, and everybody out here speaks Spanish, and our Spanish ain't that good, so we just have. Yeah. It's just a little sit down. We're just going over some articles, going into the wickedness that we seeing, and stuff like that, brother. That's all.
Shalom, brother. It's verse 17. "I will praise the Lord according to his righteousness, and will sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua."
God.
It's like the brother's getting into, all the things that Esau is getting into, which is, with their rightfully time right now, temporarily, what they got going on. They have a mission, and that's okay. Their blessing is the sword, and they have like a idea and the type of strategy what they want to do for a plan for the future. But the Lord got it set up where, just like the brother, the bull Hammond, You know, he set up a ditch, and then the same ditch that he's actually digging, he gonna fall right into it himself. So he's just making his own demise, and that's the path that Esau is headed on to.
Did you bring out Isaiah 3 yet?
I did not bring Isaiah 3 yet.
All right, go ahead. No, I got it.
But you got it.
No, I'm slacking. I stopped you from talking.
Yeah, it's cool. It's all good. It's all good.
This book Isaiah chapter 3, and I'm gonna start at verse 11. It says, "Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with them, for the reward of his hand shall be given him." So literally it says in the scriptures that Yahweh Shai is coming back with his reward. A reward to give to all men, whether it's good or bad. You're either going to be rewarded for your wickedness or you're going to be rewarded for your righteousness, man. Right? So it even says right here in chapter 3, verse 11, it says, "Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hand shall be given him." So the Lord is promising that he will give that reward. Whoa.
Okay, yeah. Proverbs 26, 27. And bring that out too, brother.
We're going to bring that out. For water. It says, As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee, cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. So literally, we just talked about it earlier, how Esau is trying his best to control the minds of the next generation. Right? They're trying to. They got the Most High out of. They got the Most High taken out of schools. They're indoctrinating them in nothing but wickedness, folly, abominations, inclusion policies, and all this stuff that's literally going to have them at earth, basically going against Yahweh Shai. They're literally trying to offset prophecies by changing everything and controlling everything. All right.
Yeah. Throughout a brother, this is Proverbs 26. I'm gonna start up a little bit. It says, start at 24. The point in 27, it says, He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit with him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not. For there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation.
See? And, I'll get that precept today. Uncover thy legs, show thy nakedness.
Okay.
Get that. Matter of fact, read that again.
Okay.
I'll read that again because that's beautiful, and that'll go with this.
Proverbs 26. I'm gonna go at 25. I said, when he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone will return the mouth worketh ruin. And that's beautiful. And this has Esau's picture and description written all over it. You know what I mean? Like, so just like the pit that we were talking about in Psalm 7, the one you dig is the one you're gonna go into. And that's a slap in the face too, man. That's a huge turn of events to how that will go. Because the plans that Esau got set up is automatically just not gonna work. And their pride is so puffed up that they believe that it will. Like we said earlier.
Matter of fact, we might as well just get that in. We'll get that in Job.
Job 20.
We'll end that with Job. But you're absolutely right, man. The water for that, brother. This is the book Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." So the Lord is telling Esau, Edom, Babylon, aka America, and all its territories to come sit in the dust, basically come down low. You will be brought down low. And it says there is no throne. So your plans are not gonna come to full fruition. You're not gonna see the fruits of all your labor. The Lord is gonna have you in straits. The Lord is not playing with that, right? It says the Lord also says you shall not be called tender and delicate. You no longer going to be called like when people think of the white man. Oh man, he's always been like a beacon of, yeah, man, that's the right way to be. But everyone is starting to realize the wickedness, man, the wickedness that you've been putting out on this whole earth, man. All right. Verse 2, it says, "Take the millstone and grind mill, uncover thy locks. Make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, and pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, the shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man." So the Lord is systematically allowing the entire world to see Esau, Edom, for what it really is. Everyone is turning their back on Great Babylon, aka America. Everyone's turning their back on the systems. Everyone's realizing the oppression that they're doing with the medical, the food, the water. Literally, they're controlling every aspect of your life and making everything worse. That's how you can tell these people are wicked, man. That's why it says when the wicked are ruled, the people mourn. When the righteous are ruled, the people will rejoice, right? And right now, everyone, even the heathen, are longing for a righteous ruler. They feel it in their spirit, in their bones, that they like, we need, something has to change. I actually seen a video earlier of a Jake sister basically talking about America, and she literally said, when are we all just going to go on strike? They can't punish all of us. If we want change, everyone just needs to stop going to work. Everything will shut down, and then we can restart and take over. And she said this, and she said that in the spirit, but what she wasn't understanding, like, it ain't gonna work that way, you know, because the Lord has plans for this place, man. But it was a good idea, but the Lord has plans for this place. It says, verse 4, it says, as for our Redeemer, Yahweh Shem Shab host is his name, the Holy One of Israel, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. I was wroth with my people, I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst shew them no mercy, upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. See? So the Lord is even wroth with them for how they treated the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. That, like, Esau has created a perfect storm of judgment for themselves, right? And it says, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart. Neither did remember the latter end of it, because basically you reap what you sow. They didn't take anything into account that they were doing. They were just sowing wickedness, not thinking of the repercussions that were going to come in the future, and not understanding that they were offending Yahweh Shem Shah, not understanding that they were touching God's precious jewels, right? Jewel, the kingdom of Yasharallah, right? They didn't take any of this account. Their pride has puffed them up so much that they can't understand that what they're when they're doing something wrong. It says, therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures and dwellest carelessly, that saith in thine heart, I am and none else beside me. Mind you, who is I am? That's Yahweh. Or in this instance, Ahaya. Ahaya, right? But they're literally calling themselves God. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that says in thy heart, I am and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Oh man,
that's pride crazy.
Oh my goodness, man. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with thy multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Right? So literally the Lord is saying, all right, go ahead and keep trusting in your devices, your technologies, your wisdom, and all the things you're trying to do. All of that is just a trick bag to put you into slavery. All of that is a trick bag to utterly destroy your people. Right? The Lord said he's going to cut them off. Get that? They're going to cut them off, nephew, brother. This is the end all be all for Esau. This is the end all be all for Esau because of the wickedness they've sown on this earth, man. And the Lord is not mocked. You cannot mock the Lord.
Isaiah 20, 21 first. It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, the remnant, the son, the nephew, saith Yahweh Shem Shah.
So the Lord said he's going to do a great work in Babylon, right? A great work in the house of Esau. And he's going to basically put them to utter desolation, right? They're going to serve 1,000 years of slavery for their crimes, just like they put us in prison for life. But they're going to serve 1,000, and we're going to make sure they live that 1,000 to be able to take all that 1,000. And then after that, the Lord is going to cut them off from ever being a name, a nation, a people, a bloodline. It's going to be utterly wiped out. There's going to be utter genocide, man. And that's righteous, man, because look at what they're doing on the earth. No one can sit here and say, oh, man, oh, y'all always talking about so-called white man. Y'all always talking about da-da-da-da. But, okay, look around you. Who did that? Who polluted the earth? Who polluted the water? Who polluted the air? Who's trying to block out the sun? Who put all the GMOs in the food? Why is the cancer rate so high? Why are diseases so high? Who owns all the manufacturing companies? Who owns all the medical companies? Who owns all the industries? Why are they pumping us full of poison? Why are they changing the narrative in the world that there is no God, that don't worship God, but you can get into all types of abominations? Why are they doing all this wickedness, right? You think they're not going to get what's coming to them? You got to be on crack cocaine to believe that they're not going to get what's coming to them. We in Dominican Republic right now, which supposedly is a third world country, and everywhere you look is lush, tropical flowers, fruit, vegetables. You got cows and sheep walking on the roads. But why is it a poor country? Why? Because it's overexploited. Who overexploited? The so-called white man. Think about where the so-called white man lives on the earth. In all of Europe, right, it's a wasteland. Almost everything that they have to get imported. They can't really grow anything because of the weather. They don't get enough sunlight. The soil's weak. Everything about it is dark and gloomy. Right? The Lord even put them in dark and gloomy spots. And what they do, they raped, robbed, pillaged the entire world to sustain themselves in these weak areas.
Very true.
If that's not wicked, then that's why the people are mourning. Everyone's being overexploited. Like, I'm literally looking at large, I don't even know what this freaking tree is, man. It's beautiful out here. But the people, you see them so impoverished, man. Begging for a couple dollars so they can get something to eat. They see you eating food, they looking at your food like, if you don't eat it, can I have it? Bro, that's wicked. That is wicked. And guess what? What does Esau do? They want more. Even though I took all your food, I took all your land, I want you too. I want your soul. They're trying to be like the Most High.
Micah 2:2, and they can convert fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his home, in his house, even the man in his heritage.
You had to bring it out again because it's all true. They all they do is sow wickedness and more wickedness and more wickedness, man. You know. So we need the King of Kings to come back and put a righteous slaughter to this place, to the real great reset, and usher in the kingdom of heaven, man, and do away with all this war and all this. Because mind you, that 1,000 years that Esau gonna be in slavery in the kingdom of heaven, they're gonna be cleaning up the oceans, cleaning up the water. We probably gonna give them technologies to clean the air. We gonna be. That's Proverbs. Is that 16:5?
Yep.
The water. We're gonna bring that out too. God, man, this is what it's really hitting for. This is what it's really hitting for, man. You know? We'll go ahead. And then we're going to get the Job and close it out.
Okay, this is Proverbs 16. Proverbs 16 it's 5. It says, I'm sorry, 4. It says, the Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
But didn't I say in the beginning of this lesson that even the wicked were created perfect for their perfect work, right? Even the Lord created the wicked for the day of what? The day of evil?
Yeah, day of evil.
Day of evil. What's the day of evil, man? That great wrath, man.
It's a point in time where they are needed.
They are needed. They're needed to because but at the end of the day, how can you teach the world what not to do unless show them?
Correct.
So then when we inherit the earth, right, and in righteousness with our new spiritual bodies and laws written in inward parts, everyone's going to be able to think back about when the Edomites ruled the earth. They're going to think like, damn, they had all of us fucked up. They had all of us going off. Now the real King of Kings is here, and even though we are in subjection unto them, look how much more peaceful life is.
Right.
I'm happy to serve the Lord and the men of the Lord. I'm happy to serve the 144,000. The people are going to rejoice. They're going to have to go through their punishment, which is the second death. and they're not gonna have their lands back for 1,000 years, but they're going to be in utter peace, because it even says in the scriptures there will be no more war. There'll be no more war. So they're not going to be worried about, worried about the things that they're worried about on this side right now, man. All right.
Yeah, it says, everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination of the Lord. Though hand in hand he shall not be unpunished.
So all those that are proud in heart are an abomination unto the Lord. The Lord hates pride.
So like though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished.
Yeah. Even though hand join in hand, even though they stick together, yeah, they will not be. They're going to be punished, man. And all those that cling to the house of Esau will be punished with them, man. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, because in the very near future, everyone's going to be going down to Egypt to help. There was an article talking about how people are lining up for a new world coin, CBDC world coin. People are lining up to try to hurry up and get it. You see that banks are now, a lot of ATMs around the country are not even working, where banks are literally saying that this ATM will no longer be in use. If you want to do anything, go online. Everything's becoming digital. They're pushing cash out. That's also another scheme for Esau, man. But go ahead. We're going to get, go. You got more on that?
No, that's all right.
All right, go on to Job, and we're going to finish it out. So we're going to go in the book of Job to give understanding on how the Lord is going to do this great work to Esau.
Yep, it's Job's, I'm going to go ahead, in effect, beautiful chapter 2.
Okay.
Therefore do my thoughts cause me to answer, for this I make haste. I have heard the check of my reproach, and the spirit of my understanding causes me to answer. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short?
The triumphant of the wicked, so the triumph of the wicked is short. It seems like a long time for us that they've been in rule, but it's been a short time. It's been a short time. It ain't been that long, but the Lord is long suffering. Remember, a year is like 1,000. One day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like a day, right? The Roman Empire was over 1,000 years of rule, I believe. You got to think the Greek empires. So they've been ruling for a couple thousand years, man. And to us, it seems like a long time. For the Lord, it's been 3 days, 4 days. Go ahead.
That the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency knelt up to the heavens, and his head reached unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he?
See, the Lord said he will perish forever like his own dung. And what does he mean by perish forever? We brought it out, how the Lord is going to cut them off from being a name and a people and a bloodline. That's genocide. The Lord said it's going to become a time where people are going to be like, Edomites? What's that?
Right.
I heard about it. That's a myth, right? Was that a legend? That really happened? No, it didn't.
Right. People
are going to be thinking like that. And it's going to be the elders, which I'm going to call 144,000 of those, the first fruits, are going to be able to sit back and tell stories about it. Yeah, on that side, man. Yeah, I dealt with them all the time. For real, you seen the Edomite before?
Yeah.
You're going to have to go to freaking Heaven Museum to find out what an Edomite is. I don't know. I'm just speaking as a man. But this is what it's saying. Go ahead.
He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yeah, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more. Neither shall his place any more behold him. Damn, there you go.
It's over. It's a wrap. Go ahead.
It says, his children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods. His bones are full of sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though his wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, thou he spare it and forsake it not.
It's a lot there, brother. It says wickedness in his bones since his youth. Remember, the Lord says they're estranged from the womb. They come out wicked and speaking lies. So the Lord is even doubling down on it right here. That it's in their bones. That means it's in their DNA.
Yep.
It's in their DNA to be wicked, and they will be wiped out because that wickedness has to be cut off from the world. Go ahead.
Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth. Yet his meat.
The water.
Verse 14. Yet his meat in his bowels is turned. It is the galled ass within him. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly.
God, see, you swallow down riches. Remember, I told you that Esau is a glutton. He's going around the world and going everywhere trying to take everything, oppress a man in his own house and his heritage, taking everything. And guess what? He's going to vomit up all those riches. He got to give it all up. All that stuff, all those underground cities that he got filled with gold and resources, got to give it all up. Everything got to go, bro. He's going to be utterly wiped out, and everything he's ever owned is going to be gone. Go ahead.
And it says, he shall suck the poison of ass, the viper's tongue shall slay him.
Mm-hmm.
He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein.
So basically, he will not see his full plan come to fruition. He's not going to see his ultimate goal. He's not going to see his proverbial kingdom of heaven, because what he's trying to do is establish his own concept of the kingdom of heaven. That is literally what Esau's doing. Think about it. He wants to put the world in subjection. What is Yahushua coming back to do? Put the world in subjection. He wants to what? Transhumanism and change DNA codes and make people immortal. Guess what the Lord is going to do? Give us new spiritual bodies, make us immortal. He wants to be able to control everything and oppose his will. That's what the Lord's going to do. All those who don't want me to rule over them, bring them before me and slay them. That's literally what he's trying to do with his marketed beast and sanctions to control how people think, move, and everything. Because in that day, in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to be able to read the heathen's thoughts. If they have an ill thought about us, we're going to know it. Guess what Esau's trying to do on the left-hand side? Implant microchips to do what? To be able to do exactly that. Go ahead.
Yep, it says, because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he have violently taken away an house which he builded not. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired.
Because of all the wickedness he's done, he's always going to feel uneasy. He's always going to feel anxious about it, like always looking over his shoulder, like, man, I fucked him up. That's how you ever hear the saying of white guilt? White guilt. The reason why they have white guilt because they know they've done something wrong, so they won't outwardly say, "Hey, yo, man, we fucked up." But they always like, yo, man, I hope they don't do to us what we did to them.
Right.
That's white guilt. Go ahead.
Which makes sense. Hold on. It says, there shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain upon him while he's eating.
So as soon as he feels like he's about to get, he's about to have the fruits of his labor and his new world order is about to come together, like he's putting that last link on the chain or about to bang in that last nail, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to crack the sky, right? Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to crack the sky, man, and put this devil in chains, man. Going to have him, it's going to fuck him up. Oh my goodness, man, it's going to be an honor to be able to go hunting, man. The Lord says, right now we're fishers and men, right? Right now we're not carnal. We're spiritual. We're spiritual men, right? Right. Our weapons are spiritual and not carnal. But in that day when the Lord raises us up to go hunting, oh man, when we go hunting and all in the cluster of holes and all the underground bunkers and putting their kings with feathers of iron and chains, man. Yo, it's gonna be a beautiful time, man. It's gonna be a beautiful time, man. But we gotta wait on the Lord. Go ahead.
Yep, it says, when he's, it says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow still shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, it is the glittering sword cometh out of his gall, terrors are upon him, with that are. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places, a fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of his house shall depart, and his good shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and the heritage appointed unto him by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
So this is literally his heritage that's appointed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Just like we were given the promises, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans were given the promises and the covenants. Our heritage, our inheritance is what? The kingdom of heaven. Lord willing, we're part of that number. But the wicked's inheritance is to be consumed by fire, put into slavery, everything taken away from you, and then being wiped out after 1,000 years, man. And if that's not righteous, I don't know what is, man. We about to close up, but I'm gonna read the last couple precepts my brothers brought out. The water for that too. Let me get that. The water, Akim. I really appreciate it. It says, the brother dropped a few gems. The water, Lamentations 1:1. How doeth the city sit solitary that was full of people? How is she become as a widow? She that was great among the nations and princes among the provinces, how has she become tributary? Beautiful. And that's beautiful. And tributary means how did they become tributary? How did they become slaves? How did they come down that low? Because they became tributes, right? You gave them up. That's beautiful. That's Lamentations 1:1 if you want to put that in the Rolodex. In Isaiah 13:9, it says, "Behold, the day of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua cometh cruel both with wrath and fierce anger to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it." And then we got Isaiah 13:19, it says, "In Babylon the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah." Beautiful. In Isaiah 13:20, "It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generations to generations, neither shall the Arabian pitch their tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there." All of that, like the brother just brought out, all of that is the inheritance of the wicked, aka Esau, Edom, man. All right. So with that, hopefully this was edifying. For water for all you brothers that's on the comment board chiming in. We love the support. All praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles that taught and teach the water to the elect. And shalom, Akim.